G'day and welcome to the Grounded Way podcast, episode 2. Just want to welcome everyone back for our second episode. Welcome back, Luke.
Thanks, Corey.
Thanks for coming back, mate. I wasn't sure if I'd scare you away or not. While we're sort of on the introduction, I just want to let everyone know we really appreciate the feedback that we've had over the last week or so from the first episode. I'm pretty humbled and overwhelmed by the support. It's been pretty good support, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's been lots of messages coming through, so probably both platforms, or mine and yours. But there's lots of people reaching out that we've sort of been friends with for a long time, or people that know us in community, and then also people that I suppose have listened to the podcast and jumping on board. So
yeah, absolutely.
Thanks heaps.
We do really appreciate it. And, just bear with us. Fair bogan tonight. Got the Ugg slippers on and that, but that's just what we do in the shed.
Rolling the Crocs.
Yeah, the Crocs, Crocs and socks. But that's what we're about. We're just cash. We're unedited, unfiltered, raw and honest. And, so in terms of our structure, how things will run, I've sort of come up with the plan that each alternate podcast will be sort of a guest that will come on and sort of tell their story, and then we'll have an episode like we'll run tonight where we have a bit of banter, a lot of listener interaction, great opportunity for you guys to reach out, spin some yarns, funny stories, jokes, piss takes on your mates, whatever it may be, because at the end of the day, having a bit of fun and banter like that is great for the mental health and stuff like that, isn't it?
Definitely. Yeah, probably... I mean, you don't want to go too heavy all the time, but it's definitely worth a bit of a laugh and a bit of a joke along the lines.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's sort of how we'll run, and we thank everyone that's sort of tuned in already. So we'll jump pretty much straight into our segments, really. This first one, I really like this one because I've used it. I use it at work. I use it just sort of in sort of everyday practice, and that's a check-in. So for me, that's just, how you going and how's your week been?
It's been a bit difficult, I suppose. We had a little bit of a medical, I suppose, in our family. One of the family members had their appendix out, and it's been a bit tough, I suppose. But then dynamics around Father's Day, stuff like that's always challenging for myself. Apart from that, work's great. Being a little fella missed out on the prelim final, sort of making it through to the grand final. So big shout out to the doggies out there. They've done an awesome job, the little fellas. Scraped into 5th position, into the finals and kept winning, and they got right through to a prelim. So that was a big, lots of, I suppose, to take out of that into next year. But so apart from that, week's been relatively good. We've got shit weather, I suppose. And,
it has been shit weather. Hasn't it?
That's always wraps me up a bit. I always get a bit down in the dumps when the weather's shit, but
nice. So for me, I've had a fairly exciting week, actually. Speaking about the footy, my under-13 boys scraped through to a grand final, so unfortunately can't have a rematch of last year.
We rallying for them.
But to your boys, they essentially come from 6th, really. They scraped in last game of the year and got right to a prelim, so that's a great effort by the lads. And, my young fellas, me and Mark, shout out to Mark. We've built a really good relationship this year, trying to navigate 35 under-13 footballers. But it's been a real challenge, but wouldn't change it for the world. It's been really exciting and fun, and hopefully they can go back to back on Saturday. And personally myself as well, playing in another grand final, 3rd one in a row, and lost the last 2. So hopefully we can turn it around this year, mate. And you might not see me for a few days if that's the case.
I was going to say all the best to you, I suppose. I wish I could still play, but you're getting a bit old out there. I won't notice you. But you can still play that footy. So kudos to you being in, I suppose. Good luck.
Thanks, brother. I do get called fossil a bit, but I'll take that, mate.
The way you manoeuvre around the oval, you're pretty much in a wheelchair.
Yeah, but still must be doing something right for Joel and Troy to pick me. So thanks, lads. Shout out. So that'll be exciting. Saturday, sort of, can't comes 1 o'clock Saturday, hopefully we're sort of boys are on and we can bring
Drink
it
it out of
home.
the cup.
It'd be nice. Come sort of 2 o'clock, that'd be great. But yeah, obviously tough opposition in Allensford, and we'll see how we go. But yeah, so that's probably me, mate. My week probably is going to resolve around thinking about footy and trying to sort of get that done. And I've got the kids coming down obviously for the weekend too, so that'd be quite cool to have them there for an occasion like that. Would be pretty exciting as well. So that's sort of our check-in. So it's good to see you had a good week, Bruz, and all the best to the family member that's a bit crook.
Yep.
We'll move into good news of the week. So one of our segments will be good news stories of the week. So I really wanted to put this in here because, you turn the TV on in the morning and all you see is bad news. Someone's been sort of stabbed, machete attack,
Especially
shootings,
on the mainstream sort of shit, isn't it? It's
just
always like
mainstream crap.
Yeah.
And yes, obviously it's news in the world, but no one ever reports the good stuff, do they?
Nah, it's like I actually sort of try not to tune in too much on that mainstream sort of stuff now, because that's one thing I did feel. It's like a lot of it's real heavy and doom and gloom, and I think back when I was a young fella, they were talking about new cars getting released and just fun stuff stuff that was a bit more holistic, I suppose, to the world, but now it's just all not overseas, but a lot of it is pretty heavy drama and stuff going on, so...
Yeah, so I just thought, it was a really good one to sort of kick the this sort of episode off, and just touch on something that's been really positive in the world. And I'm going to start with it did happen a couple of weeks ago, but people may have seen or heard Bailey Smith on the All Australian Awards. He come out and spoke for the first time about his struggles with mental health, and through his rehabilitation of his knee reconstruction, he admitted himself into a mental health facility in Melbourne, in the Epworth. And that was sort of, when we speak about, or essentially hit the nail as to what we sort of want in this world around, men speaking up and reaching out and letting them know that there is people to go to and to call. I thought it took massive balls by him to reach out and
should not breaking that stigma too, because such a high profile person.
Absolutely.
Being able to be at the pinnacle of the sport in a sense, like All Australian team, and he's put his hand up and said, "Hey, listen, it hasn't all been roses." So
like he is, he's probably the Brownlow favourite. And
loose unit,
yeah.
He's good.
I seen after he had made a speech there after winning the final on the weekend, and they asked him what he was going to do, and he's like, "I'll probably sing some piss and worry about next week." So that's him. That's his personality. He's a different cat, but he draws a crowd, and he's good at what he does. He's a great footballer. I'd love to have him at Carlton, but we won't speak about Carlton, will we? We're both Carlton men.
I was going to say it's back to the doom and gloom.
Yeah, but anyway, he sort of said in that interview, and speaking up for the first time, essentially, in front of all his peers, his mates, the whole of Australia, the country, on live television, about his struggles and how he lost his identity as a person, as a footballer, when you're essentially stuck in the gym, rehabbing your knee on your own a lot of the time. And he did say that a really positive thing that he said was, people go to the gym to look after their physical fitness. He just took himself to the essentially to the gym for your mind and reset his mind. So it was great to hear that. And he's come out the other side, and every chance that if Geelong make a grand final, he could win a Norm Smith.
Yep.
So that's my good news story for the week, brother. What have you got?
Well, probably thinking about it now, like as soon as you said it, the first thing that popped into my mind is footy orientated again, I suppose. But I've been a big fan of the South Warrnambool Roosters here in Warrnambool, so they're the All Abilities football team. And I reckon, so the last 2 seasons I've followed them, they've definitely won the premiership the last 2 seasons, and smoked some sides too. So there's some handy footballers in there. I get a lot out of watching that. But I was out at the coffee shop the other morning and I ran into a couple of the boys. They were on their way to work, like absolute weapons, and I love to have a chat to them and stir them up. And big news break. I don't know if I should be naming names yet because I don't know if it's been announced through the community, but massive news break that a couple of the South Warrnambool Rooster boys are clearing across to the Grampians Giants. And I'm like, what are you doing that for? Because, there's a fair bit of travel and stuff involved, and, especially to get up there to train and stuff. And one of the lads hit me on the shoulder and it sort of warmed me heart a bit. He said, they've been real close the last 2 years to win a premiership. He said, we're going across to win them a premiership. Yep. And I was like, that's great. It just doesn't matter your ability, but they're still out there thinking about other people and the relationships those guys get to build in the community.
Yep.
Especially Ararat. So that's pretty much the Giants. So Ararat Hall's
Yeah, Ararat Horsham. I think they're a stall-based team.
Yeah,
I know they do.
They train at Ararat, he did say, but
yeah.
So we're looking at probably like an hour and a half, I suppose, from Warrnambool travel.
Yeah, well, it's 2 hours to Ararat.
Massive on the boys, So I was stirring one of them up because he retired last year, and I said, well, mate, if you're driving up there, you better be playing because you're not going to go all that way to watch. And, so big breaking news in the southwest that South Warrnambool Roosters have lost a couple of their jets, and they're going across to the Grampians Giants. So all the best to them boys if they're watching. They'll know who I'm talking about, but I probably don't need to be dropping any names because I'd hate to upset the.
Watch this space.
Yeah, watch this space.
Watch this space on the Giants next year.
Yeah, so
yep,
that really made me happy. That did.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good start, brother. That was great news, and so I'd really love to cover. I know we do have a good mate of ours that's actually become quite good friends with Ned, the marathon runner bloke. Yowie, shout out to Yowie. Yowie's doing a bit of a
he's sort of, I sort of reached out to him during the week too. He posted a photo. Don't want to overshare. Nothing to do with the running side of things, but, he'd done it tough this week as well. And, I sort of just gave him the old love heart tick and that, and, gave me one back. He sort of just reached, just the old pat on the back sort of thing, like, got your bud, like, But, 20, I reckon, so he's running 21 half marathons each day, for 21 days.
Yeah.
So, good luck, mate. Hopefully you got no skin left on the bottom of your feet. But anyway, I know he'll push through it. He's
the stud, the Dunny stud. He's a weapon and big heart, great bloke. And we will share some stuff over the coming episodes around, these sort of stories and really support through our socials, these sort of events as
Hopefully he's got Teddy Bean alongside
him. Teddy Bean might be running in the backpack or something.
Yep.
So,
that might be a bit of a challenge for him. So, if you're listening, Yowie, I want to see Teddy Bean on one of these videos that you're doing it. So, viewers that don't know, that's he's got a little teddy bear that he's had since a kid, and it's gone everywhere, and even moving into adulthood, it's even gone with some of his friends overseas, and
I believe Teddy Bean's got his own Facebook page too.
Yeah, so check him out, hit him up, slide into his DMs.
Nice, great start to the good news of the week segment, I reckon. Moving on to our yarn of the week. So this one here, like I said, it's open to a lot of listener interaction. So I'm having a bit of trouble with my SpeakPipe app at the moment. So once I've got that up and running, that'll be much easier. But if you have got like a yarn of the week or rant of the week or whatever these things that we do speak about, or our segments as such, just you can either just leave a DM message, just like you can do voiceovers in them, can't you? So just do that in there, and we'll we'll pick a few and play them on the episodes each alternate week. We might even pick a few and implement them in every episode, I reckon, just to lighten the load a bit, have a bit of laugh and stuff. But
who's going to start the ball?
Well, I might let you start this one off.
Oh, jeez.
Well, you told me you had a good yarn.
I've always got good yarns, but it's trying to pick them up when we go. But I don't know what was going that comical sort of.
Mate, any sort of yarn you want to spin.
Any yarn, or it'll go for a couple of minutes. I'll try and size
it doesn't matter how long it goes, just whatever.
Righto.
Whatever the listeners.
What are we at? So one of the best. I don't know. You'll as soon as I start yarning about this, you'll remember probably the weekend or half a week. But anyway, we made it to Denny Ute Muster, a group of boys, and we had a few of us had partners and stuff that went up there, and back when we were a fair bit younger too, and actually we had a family that come along, their kids come along, and we camped out of the Ute section, Yeah, so it was probably the best thing we did because we could go to the ute section and full turn it on and get real rowdy and that. And then when you need a bit of gas yourself or get to bed, you can sort of boost back over to where we were camping. But we had a good mate come and he had to paint the scenario. So, yeah, like just the old 2-man tent, $5 Kmart chair, and probably about 17 boxes of piss. That's about like old Pooey. He's up there in Mackay, so if he's watching this, and loose unit, absolutely loose unit. So he's there and we've set up camp, and this is like day one, like not even 2 hours into it. Cars pulling in all beside us and that. And there was, true to his words, an old banger pulled him in front of us, and that's not a vehicle for viewers out there. That's a mother. And she would have been like good, 20, 30 years older than us. And Drew out there, he's like, I'm having her. She's going to be mine. So that was his goal for the weekend. Mind you, she pulled him with her daughter that would have been probably 25. Yeah, probably late.
Around our age.
Yeah, around that age. So I got the fucking babysitting duties of the daughter while fucking old Drew's gone off with mama. He's gone off all weekend partying her. So, yeah, then babysitting the daughter, we rolled into the ute section and there was a group of us roll in there and we were sort of at this camp and we were sitting there and, I said to this bird, I'm like, fuck, when we get up here, like, let's just grab this esky and walk off like it's ours because, you were carrying your eskies around and you know what it's like, the ute muster. Anyway, we stood up, picked this esky up, and it was heavy as, like, fucking heavy. And I'm like, yes, we're on here. And it was, like, predominantly chicks that were at their site, So I'm like, oh, we're on. We've got a heap of cruisers or something. We're fucking tip these with the boys. And, so this poor old girl, she didn't have much strength in her. And she like, carried this esky. And I'm like, just keep fucking carrying it. We've got to get away a bit, Like, I didn't want to get rolled. Anyway, we got a bit away from camp, their campsite and having a rest. And, fuck, that was like having a rest every 100 metres for 2Ks to get back to our campsite. And not once did we open this esky until we got back to our campsite because we were still on the hightail like the mission. We'd knocked this fucking big blue, like, ice cool box off like it was, the Rolls Royce of eskies. We got all the way back to the fucking campsite, popped the locks on it, like the lid, and fucking full of food.
Oh, no.
It was not what we're after one bit, but it was just like cheese and like all your platter food and that. And I was like, oh, this is all fucked. Anyway, so we're sitting there the next morning and, Drew had woken up from the old banger, like he didn't have sleep in his tent that night, but he's there and straight on the piss as you do, and we're there. And one of our other good mates come over, from over in the ute section. He's like, a fucking esky. He's like, that's the girls that I'm camping next to. Like, you've stole their esky. Like, started losing his shit. And I'm like, nah, man, nah. He's like, fucking give it here. I'm like, nah, it's my esky. Like, having this big standoff. Like, and I knew this dude too because we used to do a bit of motorbike riding and that together. And he's like, right. He cracked the shits. He's like, I'm going to get him. And, like, stormed off, 2.5 Ks back to site. Anyway, in the meantime, oh, mate, Pooey, he's fucking like, quick, we're going to swap all the shit, quick thinking. So he's unloaded all the grog out of his esky and put all the fucking cheese and dip and shit in, like, did the old switcheroo. And I'm sitting there on this, on the hot esky, sitting there waiting, thinking, fuck, how are we getting out of this? But I also didn't want to lose it because I'm like, this is a ripping esky. I'm not fucking ditching this. Anyway, campsite gets stormed by all these chicks. They're like, that's our esky, losing their bicky and that, going mad. And I'm like, it's not, it's mine. And they're looking at our friend going, is this the esky? Like, right. And they're like, give us a look. Did the old staunch. Stood up, popped the lid, full of VB cans. And they're like, and they looked straight at our mate, biggest stitch up. Like they looked at him and they're like, oh, you're a fucking wanker. It's not even our esky. And I was like, whoo. I've still got that esky and still use it now. Yeah. That's a blue one we use when we're camping.
Yeah, it is a good esky.
And there was a fair bit of like produce in there, I suppose you could say, that we indulged in high teas that afternoon.
There was a few drowned cheese platters and stuff in there though, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was. You filter through them though.
Yeah.
Blue cheese is fine.
I do recall that story. That was a good year. That one.
Real good weekend.
Yeah. Was that the year that it was hot as fuck, and we're just rolling the thongs and footy shorts.
Yeah.
And it pissed down rain.
And we got fucking, that was another
pluggers blew, and we had to fucking go. We went and bought some
typical shearers back there. We were just rolling thongs, and that was it. Then, fucking got smashed. Remember we went in the Raider and like all the cowboys and that stand on our feet and flogged us.
Fucking smashing our feet.
Went and bought the big Harriets.
Yeah. I wore those boots once. They were fucking shit. The old Cuban heel, the big heels. Most uncomfortable fucking boots.
Thought we were fucking
bought.
Johnny Cash getting around the fucking Denny Ute Buster.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it was a good weekend. Once again, you know, look, that whole crew that we were with at that time, you know, it was, you know, that was a real good dynamics in that group.
Yeah. No, it was a great. I think that was my first year, I reckon.
Yeah.
And yeah, we might as well keep talking on that year because.
Well, I was going to say there's a million fucking stories about that.
We might as well stick on it while we're talking about it. But on the way up there,
the mailbox.
if you can recall the yarn from our first episode around old mate who I used to live with and cooked Friday's fucking pot on the stove. Yeah,
he was a driver.
So he drove us up there.
Yeah, good dude.
And I'll let you tell the yarn, but because you're good at telling these.
Well, he probably had the most suitable fucking vehicle for us to be getting it. He was probably more switched on and financial than any of us at that point in our life. And so we're fucking on a mission up there, and he'd driven a little bit of trucks to that too, so he knew his shit. And he knew we got to this area and bit of a bypass here, and fuck, we'd been on the tins, like for ages sitting in this ute. And the old scenario, like you're holding on in the back, you're like, fuck, I don't want to get out for a piss.
It was, we stopped.
Yeah, Denali, yep. And we get out, we have a piss and that. And I land on this, like it was in the middle of nowhere. What fucking just in a driveway of a house. House would have been like, what, half a K back down the road, like down the paddock. And we've had the piss and I was standing there and I think I just went to have a bit of a chin wag to you. Land on the mailboxes, I went to have a chat to you. Boom, folded the mailbox out of the ground. I was like, how the fuck did that happen? Like, rough as. So little did, we can call him by his name now, Trav. Trav didn't know, but we bailed that mailbox into the back of the ute. Like we stuck it in, like wedged her in there and that. And you get up there, so the night before, and you sleep out you used to be able to sleep out the side of the road and try and get yourself a good gig. And we got up there and we're like just on dark sort of thing. And we're all cut, and he's a sober driver, been putting up with our shit for hours. Like, and, then he cracked the shits that would knock this mailbox off. But it turned out for the better, didn't it? It probably we strapped it to the bull bar.
So next morning we woke up, fucking sparrow fart, like cars fucking
driving around our
4 in the
swags
morning,
and shit. Yeah.
So we thought, fuck it, we better get up. So we pull this mailbox out and we duct tape it to the bull bar, and we're driving in, and they got like the magazine photographers of the magazine were there taking
made
photos.
The
magazine, taking photos of it, and we're fucking driving.
Single chicks were putting love letters in it and shit.
Set up at camp, and the chicks were walking past throwing letters in it and phone numbers and
then like the Ute Buster was like one in its own, but then we'd planned to go up to Carnargo after the Ute Buster because of the NRL Grand Final, and we'd done it like a couple of years before. It was fucking ripper. I reckon that was really better than the Ute Buster.
I had a great time.
We lost old mate Pooey. Remember when we went to pack up on the last day?
Wasn't he gone?
He was gone.
Yeah.
Nowhere to be found. I'm like, he might have made his way up to Carnargo, because it's like only 40 Ks up the road or something. And fucking minimal phone service back then. We probably had the old Nokias back then, like 3310s and that. But we got up there and couldn't find him. We made our way up to Carnargo and street blocked off and circling around looking through the pub. Nowhere to be found. We'd full thought we'd done a number on him. Till we come back into service, like after Carnargo all the way home, we found he was like way over near Mildura. He'd gone on tour with the crew like along the Murray. He just fucking left us. I'm like,
hitched a ride.
How you getting home, brother? He's like, the old V-Line bus goes anywhere in Victoria. He fucking lived on that bus, because he had no ticket, the poor bastard. But his own choice, he had no ticket because he kept fucking offending, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Still look at that week. Like, what was it? Yeah, weekend, I suppose, extended weekend.
Yeah.
That was great. Like
great
back
weekend.
then, like it was sort of before it got a bit chaotic, I suppose, with a lot of city, like a lot of that, crew going just for the weekend. But like it was all like for likes, and you sort of found groups that you sort of matched in well with. And but that old Carnargo pub, that was a fucking ripper. Absolute ripper.
And I believe it wasn't long after that. I reckon it burnt down.
Yeah, I reckon it was halfway through that year. Yeah.
Because we had a great time, camped across the road, and
the old venison hamburgers too.
Yeah, that's probably a yarn for another time.
Another day.
That involves Trav too. But so obviously went up there. We camped there the night, watched the NRL Grand Final. Great night. And
what were those singers that you had a crush on? What was their names?
Kelly Hope, I reckon her name was.
No, there was two sisters, like the twins. Or were they twins? Two blonde birds? And they were singers?
Oh, the Sunny Cowgirls.
That's him.
Yeah, they go there every year. They're good.
Mate, you thought you were on. You were going to marry
They're
one of them,
dumb
I reckon.
Cowgirls. Yeah, but then I got a 10 out of 10 in the Canago anyway.
Fuck no.
Hey?
Oh, yeah. She was actually a good bird. Shout out to wherever she is these days.
Yeah, she's probably back in, where was she from? Germany or somewhere.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She's
It was good night, that.
a fair bump play on. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, well, that's sort of, we'll have plenty of Denny yarns, I reckon. We've got heaps of them. But in saying, you know, the crew that were there sort of back then, Katie and myself went last year and we had a fucking ripping time. Like it is a lot more family orientated now. Like it's huge now compared to back then. Like
big when we fucking
massive,
go,
mate. It's huge. And yeah, you do get a lot from the city and stuff, but they're there for the right reasons. Like it was really good. And yeah, we do plan on going back this year, but bit of stuff happening around here too, so we don't really know what's going to happen.
It'll still roll.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, but I'll get to my yarn, and it'll be a quick one. I'm pretty ordinary at telling yarns and that, but this one here, shout out to a mate. I won't say his name because it'll sort of might incriminate him, but
yeah,
had a mate.
What are we? 99% the truth and 1% we don't tell.
Yeah,
about.
that's right.
So,
but obviously playing footy at Russells Creek, had a lad move down from Bendigo. Or he's originally a Trang boy. Anyway, joined the footy club, played a bit of footy at Avoca, sort of Denali up that way. But anyway, joined it there at Russells Creek in his first year, so not last year, the year before. And our first major function of the year, I reckon it was like it was actually just our first function. It wasn't even a major function.
I know where this is going.
Yeah, it wasn't even a major function. It was just his first function at the footy club.
I'm going to tell my chime on this once you tell the story.
Yeah. So anyway, he'll get a laugh out of this lad. And
don't know if my neighbours will.
So anyway, as you do, first function, you know, you have a few beers, trying to make an impression.
Impress the boys.
Press the boys and that. And he does love a beer. And anyway, he sent it.
No soft cock being raised here.
No. Anyway, he sent it pretty hard. And he, anyway, got to a point where, fuck, I've had enough, got to go home. Like, missus will be wondering where the fuck I am. Anyway, he's trotting home, whatever. And he's probably only, well, he's just up the road from you, so he'd probably only be, as a crow flies, 500 metres, K max from the footy club.
Yeah.
But anyway, as in the state he was in, he was fucking
he probably went 2 backwards, 1 forward.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, he's trotted down the road and must have thought he was home. Had to have thought he was home because the house that he was at is pretty much identical to his house, but a block away, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah.
Well, they're the old, like the old sort of weatherboard.
Yeah.
Commissioner, like little school fencing out
with
the front,
the
like
short,
everything.
Short fence.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same colour and all.
Yeah.
Anyway, we get a phone call the next morning and we hear about this.
Well, this is probably where I should chime in.
Yeah, you chime in.
So my neighbours, you know, pretty much 2 houses up, you know, there's alert gone out on Facebook, and I totally understand where they're coming from. I would have been fucking full peak myself. But they were overseas at the time, like on a holiday, and their daughter or something come around to check on the animals or whatnot, and their dog was out, like gone, you know, front door, was it front door or something? There was a sign of a break-in, you know. Like,
so the window was smashed.
Yeah. Anyway, the dog gone. I'm like, so, you know, fucking everyone at this stage is just in panic mode around our area going, where's this dog? Like, let's help look for it because these crews overseas, and like, in the meantime, cops are there, you know, trying to do their thing. You keep going.
They're dusting the window and the fucking door handle and that, around who's broken into this house and all this. Just carry on. Anyway, we get a phone call from a mate. He's like, bro, I fucked up. I'm like, what's up, brother? He's like, I fucking broke into a house last night. I thought it was mine.
He was knocking and the missus wouldn't answer, so he broke in.
Trying knocking on the window to get into, like, to get let in. Couldn't get in, so he smashed the window to get in the house, and then gets in there and realised it wasn't his place. He's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, because there's a big dog roll around wanting to play with him.
So anyway, yeah, he's fucking he had a mischief, but
A big mischief.
big mischief. But yeah, I think he got out of it okay. He obviously went up, owned up to it, and fixed the window and all that sort of stuff. And the owners understood sort of the circumstance, and they obviously knew he lived up the road.
He probably felt pretty shit for
him. He felt pretty
to
shit,
be honest.
But fair to say, he was fairly tame in the next few footy functions. And yeah, but yeah, obviously once he got very familiar with the crew and whatever, he sort of started to send it again. But he hadn't since broke into another house, I don't think,
that we know about.
That we know of.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's sort of my yarn. As you can tell, I'm not very good at telling yarns, but
and I think it was all good from like the people that
yeah. Like I said,
understand their stress and that too. Like even myself, because it's living so close to it. It's like fuck, who's breaking into it around our joint? You're thinking lock shit up. Let's get the baseball bats really. Get ready. But
so and probably just as well, his profession, he can sort of fix sort of those sort of things, can't he?
He can.
Yeah.
He's very lucky.
Anyway. So yeah, that's the yarn of the week. So if anyone's got a yarn, can be anything. Don't incriminate anyone, but more than happy for you to just DM me for a start. Just flick a voicemail in there and we'll share them. Moving on, rant of the week. Now, I'll start because, mate, we live in the fucking worst area for fucking potholes on the roads.
Oh no shit. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how many cars have been smashed rims and busted tyres and ran off the road on the Dennington Bridge. There's a big pothole there. Fucking driving to get the kids from Warrnambool to Stawell. That Mortlake to Ararat Road. Mortlake to Warrnambool Road shithouse.
And like to put in concept, they're like bigger than a basketball size and probably half the depth, even deeper.
Like, I know there's a part of the road there between Mortlake and here, Warrnambool, where in a stretch of probably 500 metres, like you literally have to drive on the other side of the road, otherwise that fucking throws you off. Like,
should go start planting rose bushes or something in them.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible. So whoever's in fucking charge of fixing the potholes, fix the fucking things, would you, before someone dies? Because that's what it usually has to take, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that's my rant anyway. What's yours?
Oh, fuck.
Before you start, I think all farmers, rural people out there can fucking relate to all that. You know, some of their fucking bush tracks on their farms are fucking better than the bloody rural roads.
Absolutely.
National highways.
It's like Bushy drives up. Fuck, he's got the track up the side of the lane. Like he drives on the grass, not even the lane.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, fix our roads, can you?
Oh, Bushy used to be a council worker. You bloody.
Well, that's probably why they're buggered. Bushy's not filling them.
Uncle Baz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
Ralphie was filling them for a bit there.
He was too. Fuck, rant of the week, bro. I don't know. I'll tell you what really shits me. Just thinking about this. I had conversations with my daughter. So she said to me, so she's like 10 days off from getting her first job because she turns 15, right? So she's been frothing for ages, looking for, she's been wanting to work since she was 13, I think she, not money hungry, but I think she's just trying to bloody, trying to achieve, like get that, working sense of achievement, get a bit of cash money and she can blow it on clothes and shit, which is great. So we're sort of having a bit of a yard earlier tonight. I'm like, reeling off a few things that, a few areas, and she's not working at that one because that's, and I'm like, oh yeah, righto. And my biggest rant, I suppose, is I look at the major chain supermarkets. Like we've still got a few around here that are your IGAs and that, and they haven't gone down this track, thank God. But I look at the major chain, like Woolies and stuff like that. Not don't disclose, no bloody lawsuits coming back at me here, but one thing that really fucking pisses me off is, the self-serve checkout. So they're ultimate when you're in a hurry. I totally understand that. But looking at it, what you're averaging about 6 to 8 self-serves at each supermarket. And the way I see that, that's a job for young people, especially after school sort of job, busy times. And that's probably 6 to 8 teenagers that are out of that role, and then also working in that that style of environment, you know, dealing with different characters coming through, and that it really builds a young person, you know,
does,
a bit of their tolerances, and yeah, you're always going to get fucking the old Karen coming through, like, you know, fucking potatoes aren't that. I looked on the shelf, you know, they're fucking $2.99 a kilo. It's like, oh, okay. Price check to that sort of thing. But now it's like it's all automated, and, you know, like I just think of those kids. So how many supermarkets across Australia that have gone, you know, or not all, but the majority of its reliance on that self-serve sort of counter. And they're getting smarter and smarter. Like the other day I got pulled up, the red fucking light starts buzzing and that, and I look over and I'm like, the Sheila trying to run the self-serve stuff. She's running around all the people going, doo, doo, doo. Got to, you know, everything. Like alarms going off everywhere, really, you know. And she's like, you put something in your bag without scanning it. And I'm like, oh, what do you mean? That's what the thing said there. I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, looked up. They've got video footage on them now.
Yeah.
And it picked me, picking me back, me second bag up and going past the counter and setting it up. And it's like going off, think I've stolen something. Like going mad. But yeah, so biggest rant, fucking self-serves. Like I'm over it because it just takes young people out of a job, and it's probably a good industry that would have been, serviced a lot of people too, and it just sort of set them up.
Well, that's right. You think of, I mean, shit, 95% of my mates would have all start in the local supermarkets.
Yeah, when you were down here.
Yeah, when I was here,
Yeah. Fuck, I was the old paper boy, butcher boy.
Yeah. No, I was straight in the shearing shed.
I was a rapper.
Yeah.
Meat rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, good rant. So again, if anyone has a rant, just send them in, because we like to hear a rant.
Or if you want to go to supermarkets and smash up self-serve machines for us so the young kids can get a job, feel free.
But don't do
that. Yeah.
Right. Stitch up stories. So if anyone out there has got a mate that's stitched them up, or you've stitched up a mate, send them in. Mine here, this is essentially, I don't know if it's a stitch up, but Katie and myself were camping up at Tokemall Christmas time. No, it wasn't Christmas time before. So I was around, we went away for a couple of weeks pre-Christmas. And anyway, took the boat up there, shot up river, probably 2K, 45-degree day, hot as fuck. Anyway, fuck it, we'll go for a fish. Chucked all the gear in and went up the river, and a few beers as you do and whatever. Anyway, get couple K up the river, fucking tie up to a snag and fishing away. Fucking cod, like pulling in 45, 50 metre centre cod, 50 centimetre cod. Anyway, fucking I reel a couple in, and then I just go quiet, fucking can't get one. Katie's just reeling all these fucking big cod in. Meanwhile, she's using a $25 kids pink little fucking pink little fishing rod that you spin the wheel and the reel and it fucking lights up. Yeah. Yeah, so
great for night time.
Just reeling all these big cod and kicking goals. I was like, fuck it, well I might as well just fucking bring my rod in. I'm just netting everything for her. Anyway, so I've got me, obviously the nose is pointing upriver, and she's sort of facing me, obviously, and she's looking back. She's like, fuck that. Those clouds are dark back there. I'm like, oh, yeah. It'd be right. Literally 5 minutes later, bang, crash, like thunder, lightning, bro. And I nearly jumped out the boat.
Well, there's your answer. The barometer was dropping. Oh, that's why the fish dropped.
Yeah. So I'm like, nah, all good. So I waited a bit longer, and then bang, crash. I'm like, nah, fuck this. Untied, started heading back.
What was your level of scaredness at this point? Were you cuddling in Katie, or there's a bit of light and she getting around?
I'm sitting in a fucking aluminium tinny boat on the water.
Scared.
I was shitting fishing out fucking carbon fibre fishing rods and that. Fuck. Anyway, so nah, we've got to go. We're a couple K's from camp. We've got to get going before this storm hits. So fucking hooking off. Bang! As soon as I turned around to go, bang! It was right on top of us. So I fucking headed straight for the nearest sandbar.
Went to safety,
bro. Safety straight up. I'm hooking you see them fucking tinnies just right up the bank.
You just drive the boat over the sand. You weren't even pulling it up.
Straight up. And then I'm just the boat hadn't even stopped, bro, and I've just leaped out get up onto dry land.
So you weren't scared?
Oh, shitting.
Yeah.
Shitting bricks. Anyway, so Katie's doing the old, thunder crack and then the lightning, counting 1, 2, whatever. It's like, oh no, it's 4 or 5 Ks away. I'm like, right, fuck it, let's go. Start heading back, bro, heading into the storm. And then all of a sudden, all the trees just folded over, like sideways. Massive gust of wind, all the cockies fucking flying out of the trees.
They probably got blown out.
Yeah, well, that probably got blown out. And then bang, crash, like this thunder. She told me it was 4 Ks. It was fucking like 500 meters. Same again, fucking into the bank. Meanwhile, no sandbar. She was mud. Fucking jumped in, fucking ankle deep mud. And ran up under the trees. I'm like, fuck, I don't even feel safe under these trees. Like, and there's video footage of it somewhere, like the big crack, and I'm shitting. Like, she's just there pissing herself laughing. Like, yeah. So anyway, we probably sat there for half an hour to let this storm pass, because there was actually 2 storms. There was one like close, but there was one sort of maybe 10 Ks, but they sort of...
Do they pull together,
yeah,
link up?
They were pulling together.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the closest one sort of passed a bit. Anyway, I'm like, fuck it, we're going. Like, if we die, we die.
Yeah. Hectic.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so in the tinny...
Come on, babe, we're going to die together in this tinny.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, at least we're going to die loving doing what we love.
Like the old,
Together.
who are the 2 fucking Jack and Rose on the Titanic?
Yeah. That was sort of going
fucking
through
true
my head.
love.
And anyway, so yeah, hooking back to camp. Just like trying to miss every snag that's popping out of the fucking water and that. Get back there. Oh no. Fucking gazebo's not there. And I was like, fuck, what's going on here? And anyway, we had some young fellas camping just next to us. And their camp was fully fucked, gone. Lost their tents, everything. And they're all standing on top of the hill going, what the fuck do we do? Like, and then they've come over to tell us, oh, we tried to save your gazebo and that, but that was fucking halfway across the river. And we had a tent, and we had one of those 30-second tents, the Oz tents.
Oh, yeah.
Not a fucking thing out of place on it.
They're designed, bro.
Yeah,
They're designed for everything.
Yeah, and it wasn't and we had like the...
So if Oz tent want to share, sponsor.
Oz tent. Mate, you withheld this massive storm.
Product review.
Yeah, and because we had the fly on it.
Yeah.
So no rain or nothing. Like, it was all opened up. It was 45 degrees when we left, and yeah, not a drop of water in the fucking thing. And yeah, just...
So the biggest stitch up was Katie not counting correctly how far the storm was.
Yes, and that
She outfished you.
outfished me. That was the biggest stitch
It's
up.
not that hard. I've seen it happen before.
Yeah. I think, actually, I might have a bit of a yarn down the track here somewhere. Oh, yeah, I will. Another fishing story. But, yeah, that's my stitch-up story. You got one?
Oh, heck, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, probably like the... Oh, it was hectic. Not the scenario. Well, the scenario was fucking hectic too, but it was just... Righto, I'll get into it. I'm just trying to think how to... I don't even know how to describe this. I've still got fucking trauma. It's like, So, well, I don't know how old I would have been. I was young, knocking around all the boys, how you doing? Fucking... You're pretty much in everyone's shoes, you know what I mean? So, and I had this chick on the go. She was a couple of years older than me, but she, we connected really well and, doing what you do and all that sort of stuff. And I remember... so I'm just trying to work out the level what it going to here. But I was going to say she had a younger sister that was very similar age, and she fucking hated me at the time. Like, I was like the devil. And anyway, the bird, I was like half seeing at the time. She was like, she sort of got on enough. It was probably the old dial-up phone back then. But anyway, she's like, look, Dad's getting out of town. You want to come out? And I'm like, yeah, no worries. So like they lived out of town. I'm going to say 15 minutes, right, from Warrnambool. Anyway, going out there, done things like had some dinner and shit like that. Next minute, we're in a bedroom and that, fancy house, like flash house, nice, real nice, real home too, Anyway, one thing leads to another and we're getting busy and stuff, like in the bedroom and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, So this is where it gets pretty fucking hectic.
Share.
Yeah. I'm just trying not to incriminate anyone here apart from me fucking self. But anyway, so things getting pretty hectic and that, And then I said to her, I'm like, can you turn the light on? And she's like, girls that age, self-confident and stuff as well. And she's like, no. And I'm like, oh, come on, turn the light on. Because I'd done a manoeuvre down back and that fucking manoeuvre didn't feel well. But I tried to ignore it because I was like, in your brain, you're like, that didn't fucking happen. No way. Anyway, I'm like, can you turn the light on? And I'm still trying to play. Like, I really respected this girl. I'm like, I'm like, can you turn the light on? And she's like, oh, nah, it's right. And I'm like, nah. Like, I'm trying to give her the level of my fucking seriousness. Like, turn the fucking light on. But it wasn't, I didn't want to, like, and I'm like, nah, just turn the light on for a sec, can you? And like, typical girl, looked after her stuff, white sheets, nice bed, all that sort of stuff. She flicks on the bedside lamp. Fuck me. Looked like I'd been stabbed 75 times. There was blood everywhere. And I was like, oh, my first thought was, fuck, is that me or her? Like, and I was the one hurting. I was like, oh no. And all I could think, like, I just jumped straight off her bed because I didn't want to, like, pull the blood on her bed. Like, I felt like I was going to get the chalk line and draw around me. That's how fucking much blood was on the thing. And anyway, I jumped on the fucking thing and I'm like, get me a towel. And so just for people out there, I'd fucking rip the banjo cord off. The old bungee cord. So this is where the fucking yard gets hectic. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And she's like panicking, the poor girl. Like, first, like, she's probably still got trauma from this moment. And she's like, I'll get you a towel. And I'm like, trying to cup fucking blood. And imagine, like, imagine a fucking air compressor under pressure with fucking shooting liquid out. That was what it was like trying to stop, And I'm like, fucking hell. And there was blood everywhere. Like, someone had a massacre in this bedroom. And there was a fair bit of commotion at this point. Next minute, the sister gets up. And she's come out and she's like, get the fuck out. Because she realised I was there, standing there half naked with the towel around me, still fucking bleeding. So I've jumped in my car with the fucking towel around me, trying to bail out so the sister wasn't going to stab me. Because it was all a covert mission. Anyway.
Abort.
Yeah, abort. So I get in the car, I was like, I probably didn't, my welfare wasn't really my major concern, but I just needed that mate. I was like, fuck, what do I do here? So I got on the blower as I'm driving along and I rang a good mate and I'm like, bro, I'm coming to pick you up. I've got to get to the hospital. He's like, fuck, what's going on? And I was like, oh man, I'm picking you up, be out the front of your house in 5 minutes, like I'm doing this fucking 15K trek in the car, like, whoo, pedal to the metal, felt like I'd wet myself, like just still bleeding, like fucking hectic, right? Worst scenario you can be in. Anyway, gets in the car, he's like, what's up? And I'm like, and he looks at me and it looks like I'd been to the beach, got a fucking towel and that around me. He's like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, can't. I'm like, I've done a bit of stuff here, And he's like, oh, well, he's like, yeah, let's get to the hospital. I'm like, man, whatever you do, don't tell anyone, right? And he's like, no, word's safe with me and that, word's safe with me. And I'm like, right, sweet. So I'm motoring, still driving, like, think, fuck, just get there, roll into the ED and that, like, roll in there, like, oh, what's going on? And, like, trail of blood following me. They're like, oh, come in here. So they took me in and they're like, and do you know how confronting it is? Having female nurses looking at your winky. Yeah. Like, that's the worst thing, especially in the like, picture it is. And then they're like, oh, we'll get the doc. So the doc rolls in. He's about fucking 7 foot tall, pretty bigly built, male. And I was like, pretty much I went from an Audi to an Indy. I was like, what do you know? I'm like, he's like, give us a fucking look. So he gets me up on the table, on the bed, that. And I was in there like a good little bit, I'm full peeking, thinking I'd like that was it for the rest of my life. Like, the amount of blood I'd lost and everything. Anyway, he's like, rah, and he's talking to me and stuff, and he's like, gave me the rundown. He's like, put you on antibiotics, we can't stitch it, rah. And I'm like, by this stage, I was probably getting lightheaded, thinking, lost that much blood, probably needed blood transfusion and that. Anyway, I was a bit like demoralised, and I was like, all right, I'd had all these fucking nurses coming in and have a look at the old Johnson and shit like that, and I was like smashed. I was like, this is fucked. It's not what I want to be at. Anyway, I was on my old sorrow self, so I fucking walk out, and he's like, you're free to go. Here's your script and all that sort of stuff. Just take it easy. He's like, don't go getting busy for a little bit. I'm like, nah, I wasn't even thinking about it, right? And I opened, when you walk into the emergency department, you got the big swing outdoors, it's like fucking on old Grey's Anatomy and that, like fucking rah. And I just walked out, and by this stage, it would have been no earlier than like 11:30 at night, like weeknight, school night. Everyone should have been at home in bed.
Yeah.
Just roll out into ED, expecting to get me mate. Just go, come on, bro, well, let's roll. Right, roll in. There would have been 15, and me fucking mate sitting in ED. Old mate got on the phone. He's like, "You've got to get your ass to the hospital." I walked out. It was like I'd fucking kicked 100 goals for the season. They're all like, "Yeah!" And I was full super fucking dirty. I was like, "No way!" I just walked straight to the car. God, I wasn't even giving old mate a ride home. I was fucking, and I reckon I had the fucking nana on for a bit too. I was like, "Nah, fuck yeah." I was so embarrassed.
That is a stitch up, bro.
Yeah, massive stitch up. Probably, like, we're all a good group of mates, and like they'll probably sit back if any of them do hear this. They'll be laughing. They'll think about that whole fucking scenario. But yeah, that was pretty hectic. That's probably the worst stitch up I've had. I think I was feeling pretty down about myself at the point, and then to walk out and just have all my mates there laughing at me, I was like, and to make it worse, the big doc, he's like, he followed me out into the waiting room. And I reckon he knew that all my mates were there. Like, it's probably the quietest night ED had ever seen. That's why I had about fucking 75 nurses coming in to have a look at me. And he walks out and he's like, "Oh, well, yep, nah, he's all good. We're just going to have to do a penis enlargement." That just lifted the boys again too. They were all like wild. I'm like, fuck, if I could have melted through that line, I would have at that point. But yeah, that was probably my biggest stitch up.
That's a good yarn. I haven't heard that one.
No, it's I've got some good, I've got plenty of yarns. But yeah, no, that was look, and everything's back to normal and away we go.
Yeah, happy days.
Yeah, still working.
Kobe and Lanes are here.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
So
I'm just gonna have a sip. Yeti. I've got Katie's Yeti, pink one.
it matches yours, bro.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll probably need one
I don't
after
know
the fucking trauma that just caused me.
Yeah. That straw was a bit hard to suck.
You're not too bad at sucking, are you?
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to ask Katie. Nah. Good yarn. Good yarn. So again, anyone that's got them, send them in because, like we said, this is if we can.
I still want to laugh about it. Like now I've got over the hurdle. It's fucking. It was funny. I would have been one of them 50. I would have probably called 25 of my mates or 30. I'm like, get up here, bring the video camera.
Great.
Yeah,
that's a great yarn.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'd love to hear all your yarns. So yeah, please get them in. I do have. I've got a segment here. You're Dreamin, Bruz. So it's about. It's just like share a serious idea, a plan or a purchase. But this is more for the listeners to share in. So send us in like a serious plan that you've got, whether it's I don't know, something you want to purchase, a plan that you want to build, or could be anything. And we will share our reaction to it, like if we think you're fucking dreaming or if we think it could take off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So so just to give you an example, just for the listeners out there. So, brother, the way cost of living is these days and fucking electricity and all that, I plan on having like a caravan mansion. So I'm not going to buy a house. Just going to fucking go out to Warndoo, block of land out there already. Just going to buy a heap of different caravans. I'm going to have a caravan for my bedroom, caravan for my ensuite, caravan for the kids' bedroom, one each, lounge room, a caravan for me entertainment area.
Yeah, link them all up.
Just link them all up. Caravan mansion, fucking live off grid, and yeah, campfire every night.
It could work.
Yeah, it could, wouldn't it?
And that's, I suppose people put a lot of expectations on their life, too. It's like fucking, you see old mate over there with a real big house and that, and then just put a lot of pressure on yourself, I suppose, to, that's what you need to be happy. It's if it's a home and it works for you guys, and like your kids feel warm and welcome, and there's lots of love there. I think I can go for it, bro. Like it's if you can, you pick a caravan up for $1,000.
Oh, mate,
mate,
that's what I'm saying. Like doesn't have to be a big flash fucking.
You can have 17 caravans and be living fucking caravan mansion.
17 grand. There you go. $1,000 each. You buy caravans for $500 these days, and fucking do them up how you want to do them up.
Yeah, that's right. And you could, it's like a little commune sort of. Like you could have, when the kids get a bit older, they can sort of have, you can sort of have their own little, like, sort of, obviously sleeping environment sort of own area, but yeah, it's also linked back into that central.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't like fucking sitting around a campfire every night?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So
Yeah,
that's sort of that's my my idea.
yeah, right.
You're
So
dreaming, Bruz. So I mean, do you have one? You don't have to have one, but that was just an example for the listeners out there.
I've always had a dream. Like, yeah, it sort of probably come about after I'd done a bit of time working in residential care, so out of home care, and just sort of the barriers that some children face while they're in that residential care, and it's not saying that agencies do it wrong or I can do it better or anything like that. It's just I look at the journey of children, like it's fucking so institutionalised, like in the space that. You've got staff members that are rostered on the shifts, and it's like, you might come on do your shift, but we've got to be home at 4 o'clock. It could be like daylight savings, froth and good night, down the breakwater fishing, but it's like combat, we've got to go because Luke's got to start. So it's even like school pickups, like because there's so much concern around children's safety, and then there's a need for it as well. Like, don't get me wrong there, but it's like you're sitting out the front in the car, like after school, waiting to do a school pickup. Like little Johnny wants to ride his push bike. Well, fuck, that's a bit of a mission. Like you got to go through so many hurdles. But I've always had a dream, and you're never going to fix the world, or you're never going to fix the system. And it probably comes back to somewhat being my dream too, But I mean, I know I love the ocean and all that sort of stuff. But I'll tell you, I'm going to try and paint a picture here for you. So I'd love to have somewhat like 50 to 70 acres somewhere around Dunkeld, so the base of Jerwood up there, like Grampians, sort of off the mountain a bit. And then I'd like to, so because you're semi-remote as well, so that would assist you with your absconding and, children sort of getting into that environment where they're hanging around with other vulnerable children and, not coming home and stuff like that, in Resi. But yeah, I'd love to have that sort of rural base camp in a sense. So homeschool in a sense. So, kids get up, they do like say maybe 3 to 4 hours of homeschool in the morning space, or I think morning probably works well for kids. And then so life skills. So, like stuff that will assist these kids later on in life, just general carpentry skills, assist them into the workforce.
Yep.
Because there's so much pressure around trying to make criteria and, making sure they got, up to date with doctors and eye checks and all that. And if forever, these kids never really have, it's hard as, like, if they want to have a pajama day, like you spit it out as a staff member, it's like, fuck, mate, we can go do whatever we want. But at the end of the day, they've 6 days going, we've got this appointment, we've got school, we've got to pick up at 3:30. So I'd love to like be able to do that general education. So like they don't have to be like fucking doctors or whatever, but just that basic span of maths and span of English or in a space, and have an off-site teacher come in, just like semi-retired dude, do that, and then like homeschool. So maybe even do some programs through that farm. So might even get a butcher in for a bit, and they do like learn about like home butchery, and you set kids up like especially the males, like you set them up and potentially they might be able to, when they exit out of care, they might be able to go on their own journey and float around farms and do like home kills or whatnot, and just trying to get kids ready for the real life. Because it's sort of like we used to work, kids exit care, and then effectively they've been supported by staff members or agencies, which is family to them kids, and then all of a sudden once they leave they exit care. But and then just like those life skills, so you're hunting, you bit of teach them to drive around the fucking farm. Like there's to teach a kid that high risk drive around the roads here, it's probably perceived as the risk is too hard, like your safety risk. So get them with paddock bombs, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah,
and
everything that we did as kids.
But also keep them engaged through like local sporting club, like or book club or whatever they want to do. But keep them engaged with community, but more just that supportive home learning environment. just love to be able to somewhat, I suppose, be sit back and not, look at it like the fruits of life, but just be able to, I think I'll get a lot of satisfaction out of trying to be able to support a few kids to transition into life, as good young adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great idea, brother. I reckon that's definitely not your dreaming. That's something that could work.
The funding, bro.
Yeah,
Like trying to get it all started. Yeah.
Yeah, you need a massive cohort of followers for that. But sounds good. There's, I think I've spoke to you about it before, around sort of something similar that I would like. I've always tried to put something in, or think of something around like utilising my skills, or as like being a shearer previously. And I did sort of always have thoughts of, and there is programs out there, but utilising my skills as a shearer to set up a program to engage kids that are in the system, Aboriginal kids. I originally thought of it predominantly for Aboriginal kids, but like the more I think about it, just for kids in general that are really struggling to engage and that are in the system and, in and out of juvie and stuff.
Yep.
Mate, the shearing industry is one of the best industries, I reckon, to be able to, young kids, 15, 16, going out knocking shit off up the street, if they can be taught how to shear or work in a shearing shed, push up sheep or whatever, jump on the wool press to earn minimum $300 a day,
yep.
Couple grand a week, fuck, it's going to get them off the street if it's done in the right way.
Yeah, that's right. That supportive environment.
Yeah.
So, like the people like yourself doing that, making sure they're, just keeping them on their journey as well. Because you know what it's like when you learn and stuff. It's easy for a person, it doesn't matter whether you're mainstream or a vulnerable youth or whatnot.
Yeah.
It's real easy to just go, nah, fuck it, I'm done. Like, you got to push through those barriers. So whether, you integrate them through something like that farm stay thing that, I'd be sort of, that sort of dream. But, you sort of had kids, say, shearing 2 days a week for the first couple of months and then schooling them to shear in that space. So they're not bashing their body.
Yeah,
they're learning the love of it before they sort of...
And I mean, like, obviously, when I speak about, teach them to shear and learn an industry, but it's also having people come in and teach them life skills as well, how to budget your money.
The bookwork side of things.
Bookwork, like, how to set up your bank accounts and, certain amount of money from your paycheck goes to this and it goes to that. And the importance
of not drink driving and shit
all
like
that. I just reckon it's a really untapped space, I reckon.
Yeah. Maybe that's what the government's doing, saving money on potholes and trying to put into that sort of thing. Let's hope they are.
They need to do something. Righto, moving on. We have, what do we got here? What's the worst that could happen? What's a dodgy plan or idea that you have? So I was thinking the other day and I'm thinking, I couldn't really think of any off the top of my head. So you sort of have a scan around and I come across one that's called the free feed scheme.
Right.
You heard of that before?
No, hit me.
So it's when someone reckons, you can rock up to a wedding, right? Or a big event.
Yeah, I'm onto it.
Rock up to a wedding or a big event.
Yep.
And just act like you know everyone there. Like, act confident as fuck. Like, yeah, fuck. Like, how you going, bro? Like, yeah. And then, and no one will question while you're there.
Yeah.
Because you get like free food, free drinks. And then the only thing that'll catch you out is when someone asks you how you know the bride and groom.
What about... I was also thinking, those weddings where you walk in and they got the big bloody billboard there and they're like, oh, you look down the list and you find your name and you're like, oh, number 76, I'm sitting next to old Long John.
Yeah.
Like you walk over to table 8 and you're like, oh, g'day, Long John, how are you? So how do you steal a seat?
Well, that's true. If you're not allocated a seat. So, I mean, you might just have to be that one that mingles at the bar and like doesn't sit down. But
I reckon I'd be able to sit on a table and be like, "There you go, man. Yeah." Look, I'll just move the card.
Yeah.
The
just
card
shuffle
says
it across a bit. Just move it across.
Probably get there early, move all the cards off the table so everyone at that table doesn't realise there's cards on there.
Well, they generally have like a table for like... Generally, isn't there generally a table for like spares,
Can I tell you a bit of a funny
obviously there's always a bit of conflict between people's mates and whatever and family and stuff.
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
always put people on the table.
The singles table.
Yeah, the singles table. Just jump on that.
What a night. Free feed, free grog and getting a bird.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Be
I'll tell you a little bit of a funny story on that.
Yeah.
My old boy Bushy, everyone out there know him.
Hit me. What's Bushy done?
Oh, fucking joker. He's an absolute joker. I couldn't have him any other way. I mean, there's times I used to look at him when I was growing up and my mates loved him and he'd crack a joke or he'd be doing some actions and I'd be like, oh man, that's my old boy, and you'd sort of half be embarrassed. But anyway, so my sister had she's got 3 girls actually. But I remember Molly, so the eldest one, she's what now, 22 or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, they'd knock it around a fair bit with Pa. Pa's like a big kid himself, you know what he's like.
Yeah.
And Molly said something, she was only young, so she was definitely primary school. She said something to Pa about a funeral. Like, might have been asking about a funeral Pa went to, or, just that general kids conversation.
Yep.
Anyway, old Bushy pulls out the old scenario. He says, Molly, funerals are great. And she's like, oh, why is that, Pa? Like kid thinking, but someone's died, He's like, Molly, always go to a funeral. He goes, you always get a good feed of jelly slice and sandwiches. Right? And Molly's gone. Oh, she hadn't gone home to Mum, but Molly's gone to school and show and tell, and she's sitting there and she's like, my Pa says we should go to funerals because you get good jelly slice and sandwiches. And the fucking teacher sent a note over to me sister. Can you be cautious what Pa tells Molly? So anyway, but I do love good jelly sauce.
Yeah, jelly sauce is fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about the old sangers? Nothing better than the old...
Oh, mate, Straz and sauce sangers, smoko, back in the shearing days.
Well, I had one the other night at footy club. Bless your socks, there was a wake there before footy training, but they brought out the leftover cater and stuff after dinner. There's hedgehog and stuff like that. The old meat paste sangers.
Oh, yeah.
The old silver side with a bit of pickles and tomato. I don't know what it is. It's like cocaine to me. So as soon as you touch it, you're on.
Just on a high.
You're fucking on. And I remember I was smacking into him and the coach of the under-13s. He looked at me at one stage because I had 3 of these little triangles. And he looked at me like, motherfucker, don't eat all them, because he had a couple of hedgehogs. Yeah. And then we had this conversation. Then his daughter walked up and she goes, oh, you're disgusting, like talking to both of us. I'm like, it's the best.
Yeah.
She's like, you can't eat that. And I'm like, I've eaten heaps worse things than this.
Mate, for the listeners out there that haven't had it, try it.
I'll tell you the best thing. So when you're going for an operation at the hospital, and I do this.
Yeah, they've got them at the hospital.
Yeah, hospitals have them. I don't know if it's just a leftover meat they mix up. Anyway, who cares? They're good. They're red gold.
They are good.
Right. So I go in and they, any requests when you have your surgery or anything like that? I tell them I want a full tray of meat paste sangers, because you only get one in the thing. And you got like cheese and pickles.
Yeah, cheese and pickle. Shit house.
Every time you wake up, say if you
cheese.
do go under, you wake up, first feed out of the op of that, you got the full fucking deck, the six meat paste sangers.
Perfect.
And the orange juice. Fucking, I love operations. Yeah.
Nah, good yarn. That's, bushy, eh?
Yeah, loose unit.
Yeah. You're a very loose man. We love you, Bush. Right, moving on. Next segment. So, confessions.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, these confessions can be from the shearing shed, the truck, the tractor, office, home, camping. While you're thinking, no, I'll let you think. Have a quick think.
Oh, man, this is like, I'm a dodgy motherfucker.
I know you are.
So, it's like, I'm trying to think. Who am I chucking under the bus, or am I chucking myself under the bus?
Oh, you can either chuck yourself under a bus. I'm going to chuck myself under the bus.
All right, you go first, and I'll try and
Righto.
have a bit of a brainstorm while you're on.
Okay. So this is another fishing fucking story. Nath, if you're listening, this one's for you, brother. But anyway, me and my best mate Nath fucking up. We went on tour. We'd done a week. I met him up at Echuca, and we sort of done a bit of a circle around the Edwards, the Darling, fucking all the rivers up there, the Murray, whatever else we crossed. And anyway, I can't 100% remember where it was. I reckon it was Denny, up that way somewhere, or possibly around Barmer Lakes, up the Narrows or something, I reckon. And anyway, fishing away. We had a real good trip. We'd sort of camp a night. If we were catching a few fish, we'd stay an extra night, sort of thing. And anyway, yeah. So sort of moving along, and we hit this spot wherever it was. Anyway, fuck it, we'll go fishing. Yep, sweet. Hooked up to this big snag and fishing away, and we've got this rule that if we don't have a bite within half an hour, if we're not catching a few within sort of half an hour window, we just pack up and move on, go to the next spot. Anyway, so we're doing that, fucking nothing going on. Couple little perch here and there, couple little cod, and we're like, fucking hell, getting a bit slow. We'll try one more spot and we'll go back and cook a feed or whatever. Meanwhile, a few fucking tins deep. At that back then, we'd sink a few beers in the morning, but then we'd get on the 5 seeds cider.
Oh no!
Yeah, we went through a fucking phase where we were on the ciders, but we used to smash them. We'd go through like nearly a box a day, like 12 each, smashing them. Anyway, so pulled up the last spot.
He's naked by the end of it.
Nah, not quite.
I'm drinking that stuff as well, mate.
But yeah, it seemed to be all right for us. We didn't wake up too bad. We just fucking back then, swag days, like
the best
days ever.
Swag on wheels now.
Yeah. Anyway, pulled up the last spot, fucking fishing away and catching a few. Like, had a real good run. I was getting some nice perch and that. Like, fuck, this is all right. Anyway, Nath fucking his rod, and Nath fishes with like these little. They're literally like 3-foot rods, like
out of the boat.
Yeah, little 3-foot rods, and he's got this little 3-foot rod with like a surf reel on it for cod.
Yeah,
braid that's about 120 pound.
Tell you something.
Yeah. And he's got a ball sinker that you could fucking
knock the fish out.
You could anchor the boat up with. Yeah. Anyway, he's like, there was like a nice big snag, and he was driving the boat because it was his boat. So I swear he always fucking parked the boat up so he could fish into the best snag.
Yep.
Anyway,
as you do.
Yeah, but
that's just rite of passage.
Yeah, but so we've tied onto this snag, and the best snag was behind him, so he was casting over his shoulder like that and just fucking sitting there like drinking stubbies. We couldn't be fucked at that stage. Like, we're just doing it because we're there. Next minute, the fucking rod just goes, bends over sideways like he's trying to catch the fucking thing. He got it. Anyway, 20 minutes, fucking reeled this big 85 centimetre cod in.
Yeah, right.
Big fish. Anyway, so he's done all the work and I've netted it. Fucking yes, high fives, fucking carrying on.
I know where this is going.
Carrying on.
Keep going.
Carrying on. I'm like, fuck, how good's this? Heap of photos, like Nate's got one, and then I'm like, I'll have a photo. Yeah. Anyway,
the old profile picture.
I've got this fucking big cod, like, doing what the boys down in the fishing club here do, like put it close.
The old extension arm.
Yeah, extension arm, make it look bigger. Anyway, fucking trips over right home for a bit. I said, oh, I'm just going to go down to Kmart. Went down to Kmart and printed this photo off. So like fucking telling everyone I caught this ripping cod up the river. And
well, you sent it home.
Yeah. It's in a frame. I don't know. I think it's inside. We've just moved house. I don't know if we've put it up yet, but I've still got it in a frame. I've claimed this fish because, like, fuck, I netted the fucking thing. So same as all Katie's fish. Like, I should claim them because I done the hard work to get them in the net. Do you know how fucking hard it is to net a big cod sometimes?
Yeah, I do, especially the 10-foot tinny.
Yeah, that's another story. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, Nath, I did claim that, but it was your fish, brother. But, we make a good team, so it's ours. That's my
confession.
That's my confession.
So you're not really confessing to Nate because he knew he's.
Well, he knows.
Well, he's a good mate.
Yeah, he's known the whole time.
He's never ever chucked you under the bus.
No.
As soon as you describe that fish, I'm like, I know where this fucking story's going. Cause,
so I've got a photo up in the house.
And it's probably regular
fish.
on your Facebook and that. Like,
yeah, it was a profile picture at one stage. But yeah, so I confess it wasn't
Tinder?
mine.
Did you have it on Tinder?
Nah, you never put fishing photos on Tinder.
Never been on it.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's my confession. I had a fish that I didn't catch myself as a profile picture, and it's up in my house.
Confession. Oh God, this is hectic. It's probably not like, I don't know, like a lot of my shit I've either done. I've had a good mate with me, so they know that they know the yard, so I don't really feel like it needs to be Confess. I feel like I'm sitting with a fucking priest here.
Yeah, well,
Pass away
you
my
can
sins.
confess. You confess something. Like our listeners haven't heard these confessions, or I haven't. You haven't told me.
Oh shit, bro! I'm just trying to think. Yeah, like I don't know, heaps of stuff when like I was kids. Like as a kid, I had a good mate, Jeremy.
Shout out to Jez. Jez actually was one of the
he
ones
reached
that
out, didn't he?
reached out to us and gave us a bit of a plug for our
He,
first episode. Thanks, Jez.
Like
Right.
there's heaps of like farm stories, like me and Jez. I can remember. Well, all right, here's a confession for the Mortlake cops.
Who was it back then?
I
Garrett.
don't know. Probably would have been my mate's
Bellows.
old boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been Garrett or
Bellows.
anyway. Like
Yeah.
they were doing their job, and so he's probably chucking Bushy under the bus, actually, really. But I remember we used to like because we lived like on the outskirts of town, like out of town. We weren't too far out, but we were out of town, and that and we like paddock bombs all the time and stuff. And there was times we had paddock bombs that were like half good cars. Yeah, like still had number plates on them and shit like that. And then, like you go through the stage where you've got no bloody like no paddock bomb, like you've either stacked it or something's going on with it. Probably bugger all back then, but you just look for the next fucking $100 car or someone down the pub. You're like, oh, what are you doing with the old car? And they're like, oh, you can have it. So I'm like, yeah, drive it home. Anyway, one night I'll never forget it. My olds, so they motored down. They bought a new bed, right?
Mm.
And Southwest Victoria, so it's either fucking not a bad day for 2 days of the year, and then piss and rain. So they've the old boy, he's borrowed his brother's pie van, right? So just like a what are they? A Transit, like a Ford Transit. You remember the old fucking they're rattly like diesel things? But anyway, borrowed that. Him and the old girl have gone off down to drove down here to Warrnambool to pick up the bed and do probably a bit of shit while they're down here.
Probably would have been the old column shift van too, was it?
No, I reckon it was like 4 on the floor.
Oh
yeah. Anyway, because I used to drive that unlicensed too. Fair bit on the Saturday morning doing the pies, but I wouldn't change my childhood one bit. But anyway, we used to be allowed to drive our parents' car to and from each other's house. We lived on the same lane, bit apart and stuff like that. But might have been able to go down the back lane or whatnot. But it was always like just keep relatively close to home.
Yeah,
right. Me and Jeremy used to stretch the boundaries a bit. Like there was times we'd done missions over to Terang and stuff. Like there was this old burger van over there. Used to be active on a Saturday night. Like an old school bus with a sign cut out.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been Loader's old man.
Loader's old man. Yeah, I found that out. Yeah. Old Scobie.
Scobes.
I seen him bash a bloke with a baseball bat one night. I was only a kid. I was like, fucking hell, don't fuck up here. But anyway, old mate deserved that because he stormed the bus being a lippy prick. But moving on with the story. So I was in the old boy's ute and went and picked Jez up. Jez probably did the old yarn to his old girl and that going, Mum, I'm going down to Luke's house. And I've done the old yarn to my parents. I'm going up to Jeremy's house, And anyway, we used to always, where Tea Tree Lake is?
Yeah.
So can you picture how we'd get there from home? Like, so you go down the lane and then down that Waters lane, duck into the back of the lake. You go through there and it had like that bit of a gravel track through it, and back, I don't know, we would have been about probably 15.
You couldn't get right around it though, could you? Because
not around
half it was a walking track.
Yeah, just like straight through the guts. And then we used to link it up and get home, right? Like we used to treat it like we were on fucking old Rally Australia, the old bloody Nintendo game. Yeah, so get in there and you'd be doing a bit of a drift and that, like thinking you'd call us. You get out, you'd be like, fuck, boot it home, before anyone. Anyway, we just stretched the bicky this night and it was pouring rain. So bear in mind, I said it was pouring rain. So like there was no one around, like, at 4:30, 5:30, around that mark, all right? Jez like, go up here and we back of the golf course. Remember it used to have that big grass-like lane?
Long way from Tea Tree Lake.
Oh, yeah, well, that was the other side of town. So we're up there and we're like, doing the old... I had a good mate who used to call them pull turns because, the old handbrake had pull turn on it. I remember when he was younger, that used to knock around for the old boy. Like, Bush, you do a pull turn? And be like the old handbrakey. So me and Jez up there, like, just getting loose, like full. And we could drive for kids that age,
Yeah. Is this on the track down by the
It starts at like the 9th tee box.
Yeah, it goes back up.
Yeah, to like the
Down.
the 8th or the 7th
Yeah,
tee box.
down
Down
to
the back
the
there,
dirt
meets
road,
the gravel lane. And so up there ripping a few like handbrakes and get the big drifts up, like high speed drifts and everything. And then watching the clock, thinking, fuck, parents are going to be home soon. So anyway, started ticking on straight down Mill Street, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
And it was, to paint the picture, it was like half dark, like, getting dark, rain, like, headlights on sort of style. And this car started driving up behind us, like, but, it was sort of, it would have been, felt like 200 metres, but it was probably 100 metres behind us, I suppose, like probably the length of a full block.
Yeah.
And, went past one corner, went past another block, and it was still, like, sitting back behind us. And I said to Jez, I'm like, I don't fucking like this car, man, because, it's a small town. Cars are normally going home. Like, they'd normally go up one block and turn or something,
Yeah.
Jez goes, turn up this street. And I'm like, yeah, right, sweet. So I turned left, went up this street, driving down that block, that car followed. Anyway, and it was still sitting back a bit, so back enough we couldn't pick it up, what it was, Both had our lights on. Get to the next corner, put the left indicator on again. I went left, round the corner, felt like it was gone. Boom, car comes around the corner. Jez is like doing the old peer out the fucking back, like old bench seat view, He's like, fuck, it's like up, it's coming. And I'm like, oh man, I'll turn one more corner. If it follows, we're in fucking strife, This is like, we've gone from zero to fucking hero, like how we reacted here, So I turned like left again. So I've done the old like dog leg. Yeah. And get going down there. Next minute, fucking car turns left again. I'm like, oh, you're fucking kidding me. So in the motion, I'd always been taught never go straight home.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a safety thing. It's like, mate, you just got to try and get out of it. So anyway, we legged it this night. I can't remember where we went after this, but we legged it in the ute. And I remember we actually went through the roundabout down the main street, like down the bottom end of the main street. And I reckon I was on like two wheels, like, woo, fucking mashed it. And then like, so smashed it, fucking full-legged it, right? And I remember, like, we bailed up lanes and stuff like that, and full got out of there, right? Blew this car off. Probably something we shouldn't have been doing for, like, 15, 16-year-old lads. Yeah. Anyway, and I don't even remember, but from the next point, I reckon I would have, like, legged it straight to Jez's joint, parked around the back or something like that and come inside. Would have been all hot coming inside, going, fucking, no, we're all sweet, and got in there, then, waited for the coast to be clear, like, for an hour or so, and thinking, the olds are going to be definitely, like, sort of wondering where I am, so jumped in the ute, ticked on back down home and stuff, parked up, and, the next day, I remember we were coming home from school and walking down, you remember Mum and Dad's driveway, so walking down the driveway, and I don't know why Jez rolling with me at this point and that, and, we got inside the front, like, gateway and, driveway of a couple hundred metres and stuff, and the old boy's standing at the next cattle grid, locked out the house. And, and that was probably not out of the normal, but he was standing there and we got, like, probably 50 metres away from him and that. And not the old, like, one finger point, like, come the fuck here. It was two fingers. It was like, both, come here. And I was like, oh, no. And I didn't want to react to him, but I sort of muttered under my voice. I'm like, what the fuck have we done, Jez? And he's like, oh, I don't know. And I can swear to God, Jez wanted to piss bolt home. Like, nah, I'm not fucking talking about this. Like, Anyway, we get down to the old boy and that, and he goes, where the fuck was my ute last night? And I'm like, oh, here? Jez's? Like, trying to, cover myself and that. And Jez is like, oh, you're only at my house for a little bit. And he's like, and then the old boy's like, was it in town? And, trying to do the old denial thing, like, no, it wasn't us. Like, rah. And then he's like, fuck. He's like lost and he goes, fuck, I'm gonna go in and explain to the cops why I ran him last night. So thanks to the old boy for not chucking me under the bus. He went in and like took full run of it and that. But and Jez, like one of their mates too, he fucking mate, he'd bleed for you. Yeah. Yeah, no shit. He would he was solid and he still is. Like it's one of them ones, he lives that different life. He's up in bloody Queensland now. I'm still stuck down here in Victoria, but he's got his family and I've got mine and that. But I'll guarantee if I rang up and said, Jez, I need a hand with something, like he's always solid. Like he'd be there. Yeah. So
Yeah.
fucking. There's two boys in a ute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that you and Jez do have plenty of yarns to tell.
Oh, massive.
So shout out to Jez. We'll reach out one day, brother, and hopefully we might even give him a call on an episode one night, maybe.
Well, in another couple of years where we're full like up there, you know, someone might fly us to Queensland.
Well, yeah, anyone wants to fly us to Queensland, fucking
yeah, we'll be happy to sleep on the beach.
Yeah,
yeah.
We'll chuck the swag and check in.
That's all right.
Yeah.
We probably wouldn't even need it up there. We could just sleep on a park bench.
Well, yeah.
Being Victorians.
Done that plenty of times.
They'll pick us out, white feet.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, good yarn. Good confession.
Yeah, so, probably illegal. Completely illegal. But
that's, mate, that shit happened heaps back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't get
and look,
that
the
shit
cops
now.
would have knew, like it was us for sure. They would just, would have done the old put the wind up, you sort of thing, and make sure you're not doing it. Yeah. Yep.
No, nice. Right, we'll move on. We've got not too many to go now, but we'll go. We'll carry on with what would you rather. So, a scenario.
Yeah.
All right. So I've got two here for you. Would you rather kick the match-winning goal in a grand final, but no one remembers your name, or sit on the bench the whole game, but get the medal and glory?
Oh no, fuck no. I'd be doing it for the boys, so I'd prefer to kick the winning goal.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who sits on the bench really anyway, but I mean, there's got to be, someone's got to fill the void on the bench.
That's right, yeah.
I'd definitely do it for the, you're up and about it, that especially
knows,
that, every sport, you sort of, I mean, you are a bit, I suppose, selfish in some spaces, but you're doing it for the team.
100%. Like, I would be the same with you. I'd love to kick the match-winning goal, and no one remembers my name. I couldn't give a fuck.
I'd probably get my shirt off. Swing around.
Yeah,
like
you
fucking,
do the old Aloisi.
Like I'm trying to lasso a calf or
do
something.
the Aloisi celebration or something. But yeah. Good. Right. So we just had a few technical difficulties, so the camera's probably a bit off fucking center and not in the same spot as it was before, but that's okay. We're rolling. We'll move on to the tool shed. So the tool shed podge is just like some handy advice or a mindfulness tool.
Yeah.
Or hack that we can share, something that we might have picked up through, our work that we do, or something that you've heard that can help someone that might need some mindfulness support, or, just a little trick that they can do. And mine here, and I mean, if you don't have one, that's okay. We can use it for next week. But mine is, so like, remember when, like, as a kid, like I remember when I was a kid and you're walking on the footpath and you've got like the cracks in the and you sort of,
you're not allowed to step on them.
Yeah, you're not allowed to step on them. Yeah.
You're
not allowed to step on them, or you count, like, you might get, as a kid, you get 5 steps before the next line and you try to get 5 steps in the next one.
Yeah.
So it's like this, right? It's like pretty much similar to that. So it's called walking mindfulness.
Oh, yeah.
So essentially what you do is, like, while you're walking, you notice each step and the rhythm of the movement in that step. Does that make sense?
Taking away from the
Yeah.
moment.
So, well, essentially for me, it was like, you're counting each step. So, oh shit, I've got 4 steps in that square, so I've got to have 4 steps in the next square, and you try. You just feel the ground under your feet, the breeze on your skin, and your surroundings. So you sort of, essentially, if you've got a heap of head noise and shit going on in your head, if you go back to feeling what it feels like to take the next step, or what the air feels like on your face and stuff like that, it essentially takes your thoughts away, puts them to like that moment there and then.
Yep.
So, it's sort of, that's, I actually do it with all the time.
Yeah.
So it's, just like even a 5-minute mindful, like a walk like that can clear your mind. Just if you, bring yourself back to each step and what it feels like to take that step, or like I said, the air or the wind on your face and stuff. So that's a bit of a hack there for those people that are need something to clear their head. Just try something like that, whether it's on the beach or anywhere.
Yeah, I love the ocean. Like, I'm connected to water. Another thing I really do like to do is I love gum trees, right? So probably more your red gums and stuff like that. But let's say, I don't know, you got a bit of noise going on or whatnot, and if I can find myself, so this is what I do, right? So this is, just ways that people can find.
Yep.
Um,
And there's many different. Everyone's got different things.
That's
that they
right.
do.
But like I'll sit there and I'll look. Sound like Don Burke here, fucking talking to the trees. But I'll sit there for the moment and I'll look at that tree and see what that tree not says to me in the sense like, oh, it's going to talk back to me, because that everyone's going to think I'm fucking batty and shit.
Yeah.
But I'll look at that tree and look at the structure of it. You know what I mean? And the further. So the way I look at a tree, it's like if I need to get myself grounded again, in a sense. The further I go up that tree and look, and you get to like, the new fresh shoots and stuff, like, new leaves. Like you look at the trunk and it's just big and solid, like a good solid base. And you sort of work yourself from that base up to those fresh growths. And then I just watch it with the wind too. So watch how it moves.
Yep.
And that's what brings me back, I suppose. It's a bit trippy, I suppose, but like, the solid base, and then you go up to that new growth. So it's like, if you've got that solid base, which everyone does, it's reminding yourself that you've got it.
Yeah.
And then you go up and like, it's going to be okay. So like, I'll get myself super stressed sometimes over, some things that might not go your way, or not go your way, but there might be some challenges you face and you think, fuck, how am I going to get through this? And it is. It's like I find myself with a nice tree or something and look at that, or the ocean as well. So, watch those. I always watch those waves roll in on the sand.
Yep.
And then they always draw back, so that's sort of like your journey as well. So you'll get shit moments that'll roll in. Not saying the ocean's shit, but you'll get something that'll roll in, but it always goes back.
Smooths back.
Yeah, so I just like that thing. But I think, I don't know if I spoke about the last one too. One of the things that I, with my mental health journey, I mean, that's more your mindfulness, what we just spoke there, but your mental health journey. So one thing that I find helpful now, like that, so I probably didn't acknowledge this early days, is what you call like your circle of support, or your 5 finger sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just being able to acknowledge and know before you actually probably go down a rough journey of who those 5 people, or, your circle of support may be. Or who in that circle of support, it might actually be someone that you can't share your whole story to, but just brings a good vibe.
Yeah.
As I think I did speak the last episode about the coffee shop, like old mate at the coffee shop. That's where I ran into those boys that were telling me about the journey to bloody the Giants footy, they're making that, and we had a good old yarn. But it's, just being aware that when you do start feeling shitty, that where those people are, that you, or, even it could be like a helpline or something, or go to see your GP or whatnot, just where your journey's going to be when you start to feel shit.
Yeah.
You got your support there.
Yeah.
You know that before you get shit.
100%.
Yeah.
No, great advice there. Moving on. So I just want to give a shout out to a mate. So this is also for listeners' interaction. I want you to call in, if there's a mate that, you haven't spoke to for a while, but you want to give them a shout out for something that they've fucking been doing unreal things with. Just a bit of, I guess, appreciation for, what people are doing for others in community. Or even, just for a mate that's struggling a bit and just needs to hear that fucking they're going, people are there for them. And I'll kick it off. Obviously, I want to shout out to all those that have messaged. There's endless. I'm not going to name everyone that's messaged.
Been massive of it.
Been so many. So shout out to everyone that's messaged, but also I just want to shout out to Brody, my brother. I love you, brother. I know you're doing it tough at the moment. It will be okay. Things will be fine, mate. We're here for you. And yeah, you know that we're here to reach out, and you'll fucking get through it, mate. I've been there, been sort of at the lowest of lows, and I've got through it. So, Brody, I love you. Everyone loves you, and message me anytime. You know you can, and you do that. So don't stop doing it.
Yeah, don't be stubborn.
Don't be a stubborn little
a
fucker.
little prick.
'Cause you are.
No, I love him to bits and always offer that too. And he knows,
Yeah.
but it's just, it's,
Yeah.
you know, it's confronting for him as
Absolutely.
well. And
So, mate, yeah.
sorry to chuck you under the bus, bros, but, you know, you're an important part of everybody's life. Well, lots of people do respect you. And
Absolutely.
I probably want to give a shout out. I had one of my old mates that reached out after the last episode. So he's what would you say, like, not fly out of the mines and that, but he's working away, like he's up in Queensland.
Yep.
He's got a young family back here and his wife's back here and stuff like that. You know, build a house and he's away flogging his guts really, like earning $1 and trying to get that, you know, get himself set up. And he's got the kids down here growing up and he reached out, he was doing a bit tough. I'm not going to throw his name on there because, but he'll know who he is. On a bit of a road gang and stuff like that. But he reached out. It was probably it was a big step for that lad because not something typically that I would have ever have seen him be able to do. But he did. He, you know, his journey. He's doing it tough at the moment. But a full, like, I appreciate that he felt comfortable enough to reach out. You know, and it did. I gave him some hope as well because, you know, we haven't caught up for a long time, like be a good couple of years. Like, he comes home, does his thing, and, you know, with his family and that. And I suppose he needs to hold me accountable too, because I did say to him, you know, look, I'm like, mate, next time you're home, we're definitely catching up.
Absolutely, and he actually did message me as well.
So whether it is for a beer or whether we just go for a drive or something like that, I know he's got a shit hot car. We probably need to get that out and go for a bit of a fucking burn and let him get loose in it. But he definitely just shout out to your brother because, you know, you have done it tough too, and like the journey you're on, you're doing the good things. So just don't let like your thoughts ruin that because you know your kids back here in Warrnambool and that, and they love you, and so does your wife and everyone in community. You know, like it's
absolutely.
He's one of them blokes that always pops his head up every now and again, and he's always you left off from where you start from where you left off. So shout out to him. Keep going. Keep laying that hot mix or whatever you're doing up there, bud. And you know, it'll be okay. That plane will fly home. So you know, we're always there. So reach out, whatever, ring up, send a snap, whatever. We'll get there.
100%.
Get you through it. So just don't be shy. Yeah.
And that's, I mean, when people reach out like that, like people have this week, that's essentially why I wanted to do this. Yeah. You know?
Well, it's been some heavy reach outs too, you know, and you know, just being able to, I mean, we're no professional in the space of, you know, where to go. Clinical side of, you know, but it's just being able to offer that support and go, yeah, bro, like, you are feeling shit. That's okay. Like,
I mean, then, like, we obviously do work in this space and we do essentially counsel people or, you know, clients or whatever.
Yeah, unofficially counsel.
Unofficially, that's right. Like, we support them through those times and we get them to the places they need to go for that proper support. So, to all the listeners out there and even the ones that watch it on YouTube, we're here for you. Reach out.
Well, this is just a reconnection with mates.
Yep.
That's a big thing too. You know, like, you got, like a lot of our old mates have messaged and stuff as well. Yeah.
So that's our mate shout out for this week. And again, like I said, if anyone, you know, is experiencing similar things like that, or, you know, got a mate that they feel like needs to be shouted out, bit of a lift up or someone that's doing something unreal, call in. Right, so we're going to have a weekly challenge, a Grounded Way weekly challenge. And this one
makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's a weekly one every week. This one, it's like a really simple one to start off, and we'll have some, you know, some really cool interactive ones as we go. But this week, I just want people to allow themselves time to call a mate and just check in. That's my challenge for everyone this week. It can be one mate, it can be one mate a day, it can be a couple a day. Just allow yourself some time. Car, you know, on the way home, get on the hands-free, call a mate. I only got to talk for 20 minutes. Excuse me. But just reach out to a mate.
Share
check
some
in.
Stories. You know?
Share some stories. Like,
I did that, my last role job, I spent a lot of time in the vehicle and driving and stuff like that. So I used to there was some periods that I'd be sort of tired driving home in that, you know, hour and a half, 2 hours to get back home. So not maybe for the mental health side of things, but I just thought it was a great time. We're so busy with life now, everybody is, and we burn time as well. Like we sit there on social media and stuff. You get there and you're fucking bored, so you have a call and that. Like let's just get it back into our routine and being able to like reach out to your mates and there's just maybe that one phone call, might just make their week. And I reached out to another good friend of mine from when we were young and school days and stuff like that. And we've always, send the odd. It's the same thing, same. You fucking sending reels to each other left, right, and centre, and next minute your phone's like ding, and you're sending like 4 or 5 to, but you never ever have that conversation.
Yeah.
And I reached out to him, and then just bringing up the old memories of back in the day with girls and fighting and carrying on like that. Like it really used to get me home. So it's good, good tool.
Yeah, so I reckon obviously we'll change them up every week, but that's what I want all the listeners to do this week.
Thought you were going to make me out of chili or something like that.
Nah, well, it's something that we could do moving forward. But yeah, that sort of pretty much brings us to the end. I just want to sort of have a check out. So, sort of how you're feeling after the conversation, or pretty much a conversation, spun a few yarns, let sort of everyone know how we're feeling this week. And that's how the podcast is going to run from now on. So what do you think of that, Pod? Do you reckon that's going to be good way to go forward, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a lot more open too, like a lot more interaction with the listeners, I suppose. And it's about making people feel comfortable in their space. Like when you are down or you're feeling pretty shitty, going through a bit of a rough trot, it's like I know myself, you feel fucking ordinary and you feel, like a burden to talk to people and stuff.
Yep.
So, you've got the means there of once you get it all sorted, but like the speak pipe or, you can even send messages to the page or anything like that. Like, once again, we're not counsellors, so we're not going to be able to fucking solve problems, but we can we can just have those yarns.
Yep.
And then I think the listeners are also hearing those funny stories, like there's going to be some rippers coming out.
Yeah.
And it's, the people that are doing it tough, they might be driving, like I said, myself, driving, hours to get home from me roll and stuff, and you're just trying to make $1. And it's fucking, it's just those little conversations or stories that might just, break the moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. And that's sort of what it to be like. I just want people to know that, we obviously work together every day. So essentially, when we do these episodes, sometimes, well, most of the time we probably already know the yarn, so it doesn't come as natural. But it'd be easy if we weren't working together, and I'd say, oh look, maybe we won't talk for a couple of days, and we'll just have a good catch up while we record. But it's not the way it's going to work for us. But I feel like it went well. I'm looking forward to my next episode, which I'll have a guest on. I won't disclose who, because this fella, he's
got to give us a little bit of a hint.
Yeah. Put it this way, he loves a rodeo and he can spin a yarn, and I just hope he doesn't say anything that will incriminate himself, because he's got a bit of history, but he means well, and he's had a exceptional journey in terms of where he was to where he is now.
Yeah.
So
heaps of good yards.
Yeah.
I think I know the bloke you're talking about. We started having yarns the other day. He was talking about, is it the bloke I'm thinking?
It would be.
Yeah. So he was talking about his pig hunting adventures up north, and then I was talking about our pig hunting, and like we were letting loose with these stories.
Yeah.
It was he's actually a ripper. Yeah. Can't wait.
Great man. And so some of his yarns will probably spin some listeners out, but mate, I could listen to him all day. So,
and he's also got that spiritual connection.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
he's
a big
very,
thing with
very
him.
connected spiritually.
Yeah.
So we will touch on that, and he'll share whatever he's open to share. But look forward to that. So that'll be, following this episode. This episode, will be dropping on the 14th of September. I'll schedule that to drop, because I'll be
You're getting better.
plenty of beers deep, I'd reckon. But I'd hope we'd come away with a premiership by the time everyone hears this, and no doubt I'll let everyone in on some stories if that was the case.
Well, what, your 5 days better than the last one? We were recording an hour before it was
Yeah.
due to drop. So,
Yeah, we do apologise for that. We did plan on dropping at 7 p.m, but we didn't finish recording until about 6:45.
Nah, fuck them. Nothing like suspense.
Yeah, that's
Everyone-
what we said. It's going to be unedited, raw, and unfiltered. So, anyway, that's it, Podge. Thanks for joining me again, mate, and hope everyone sort of enjoyed our yarns, and we've got plenty more to tell. So no doubt, in our next episode together, we'll spin some more. And
just remind the listeners too that if you are going through a rough moment or you've been triggered by anything that's sort of been spoken about too, to reach out to your Lifelines, Beyond Blue, all those phone services.
Yeah.
If not, check in with your GP and that. Don't let it affect you.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we always say, that those numbers will be in the comments or in our bios. But just want to thank everyone for listening to the Grounded Way podcast.
It's been a big journey.
If it keeps you here, talk about it. Thank you.
Thanks.